So who's really paying the carbon tax? Okay, folks, I know that the carbon tax costs me more money every time I go to fill up my car. And you know the carbon tax costs you money every time you head to the pumps too. That extra 17 cents per liter of gas when you fill up isn't cheap. But Prime Minister Justin Trudeau keeps saying that you are actually better off under his carbon tax. Now, you know, personally, I've never seen a tax that makes things cheaper. But here's what Trudeau had to say about his carbon tax a little while ago.
Yes, if you have a giant mansion and an indoor swimming pool and, you know, three big personal cars, it might not cover all of that. But for regular families that are hardworking, it puts more money in their pockets.
Now, after seeing that, as much as I wish I did, I don't own a mansion and 3 cars, or know anyone who owns a mansion and 3 cars. But I do know a chicken farmer who's got 2 barns, a truck, and some grain bins, who had some choice words when he heard that the Prime Minister thinks that he is better off under this carbon tax. Last year, this farmer, who owns the barn behind me, paid about $7,500 in carbon tax and GST charged on top of that carbon tax. And that's just from the propane and natural gas that he uses on this farm, because farmers are actually exempt from the carbon tax already on gas and diesel that they use. But it's still a lot of money, and it's not something that he can change. He needs to pay for the natural gas to keep his flock alive all year round. No matter the outside temperature, these barns need to be heated at above 30 degrees. Well, someone might say, well, what about the rebates? Don't the rebates compensate? Well, rebates work a little bit different for farmers, but this farmer can only expect to receive about $1,200 in rebates. That's obviously much less than the $7,500 he's paying in carbon tax every year. So next time Trudeau walks up to a stage and tells you that it's just the rich and well-to-do who are paying the carbon tax, do a double take and realize that it's not just the biggest house in your town paying for the carbon tax, it's also your neighbor who produces the food that you buy in the grocery store, who's shelling out thousands of extra dollars to Ottawa every year. But even for regular people like you and me who just need gas to get to work, the carbon tax is still costing us more than we get back in rebates. This year alone, the carbon tax will cost a family up to $911 more in carbon tax than they get back in rebates. It's time to scrap the tax on farmers who are feeding the country and everyone else who is just trying to get by.